Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in life when everything feels uncertain, when doors close without explanation, and when the path ahead seems hidden in shadows. Yet in those very moments, something deeper is taking place, something beyond what the eyes can see. There is a divine preparation happening, a shaping of your character, a strengthening of your spirit, and a positioning of your life for something far greater than you can currently imagine. What may feel like delay is often divine design, and what appears to be silence is often sacred preparation. One of the clearest signs that you are being prepared for supreme favor is when you begin to experience unexpected separation. People who once walked closely with you may begin to drift away. Relationships that felt permanent may suddenly lose their strength. Opportunities that seemed secure may fall apart without warning. At first, this can feel painful and confusing. You may question your worth, your decisions, or even your direction. But what you must understand is that not every departure is a loss. Some are divine removals. When you are being prepared for something extraordinary, your environment must align with your destiny. Certain influences, mindsets, and even connections cannot go where you are going. They are not equipped to handle the level of favor that is coming into your life. So instead of seeing these separations as rejection, begin to see them as protections. You are being shielded from distractions, from limitations, and from anything that could hinder your growth. There is a refining process that takes place in isolation. When distractions are removed, your focus sharpens. When noise fades away, you begin to hear clearly. In those quiet moments, your faith deepens, your vision becomes clear, and your dependence shifts from people to purpose. This is not abandonment, it is alignment. You are being repositioned, not rejected. Sometimes the hardest part is letting go without understanding why. You may want answers, closure, or explanations, but divine preparation does not always come with immediate clarity. It requires trust that asks you to believe that even when you cannot see the full picture, something greater is unfolding behind the scenes. And in that trust, you begin to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The second sign that you are being prepared for supreme favor is an increased level of pressure and testing in your life. Challenges may intensify, situations may stretch you beyond your comfort zone. You may feel like everything is being tested, your patience, your faith, your endurance. It may seem overwhelming at times, as though you are carrying more than you can handle. But this is not without purpose. Pressure reveals strength. Testing builds endurance. Every challenge you face is shaping you into the person who can handle the favor that is coming, because supreme favor is not just about receiving blessings. It is about having the capacity to sustain them. Without preparation, favor can become a burden instead of a blessing. Think of it this way. Before something valuable is entrusted to you, there must be evidence that you can manage it wisely. Before doors of great opportunity open, there must be proof that you will walk through them with integrity and strength. The trials you face are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you. In these moments, it is easy to feel discouraged. You may wonder why things are becoming harder instead of easier, but difficulty is often a sign of growth. Muscles only strengthen under resistance. Character only deepens through challenges. Faith only matures when it is tested. And just as a diamond is formed under pressure, so too are you being shaped into something rare and valuable. There is also a hidden blessing within these tests. They teach you discipline. They teach you perseverance. They teach you how to remain steady even when circumstances are unstable. These qualities are essential for the level of favor that is ahead. Without them, success can become overwhelming. But with them, you are able to stand firm, to lead wisely, and to walk confidently in your purpose. Another important aspect of this preparation is the shift that begins to take place within you. Your desires start to change. What once mattered deeply may no longer hold the same importance. You begin to value peace over popularity, purpose over comfort, and growth over approval. This inner transformation is a powerful sign that you are being elevated to a new level. When your mindset changes, your life begins to follow. You start making decisions that align with your future rather than your past. You become more intentional with your time, your energy, and your focus. You begin to see beyond temporary setbacks and start recognizing this is not accidental, it is intentional preparation. It is also during this time that your faith is strengthened in ways you never expected. You learn to trust even when you do not understand. You learn to remain hopeful even when circumstances seem uncertain. And you learn to believe that what is ahead is greater than what is behind. This kind of faith is not built overnight. It is developed through experience, through challenges, and through perseverance. As you walk through this season, it is important to remain patient. Preparation takes time. Growth does not happen instantly. There are lessons to be learned, habits to be formed, and strength to be developed. Rushing the process can lead to missed opportunities and unprepared outcomes. But when you embrace the process, you position yourself to fully receive what is being prepared for you. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when the weight feels too heavy, and when the journey feels too long. But in those moments, remind yourself that you are not going through this without purpose. Every step, every challenge, every moment of uncertainty is leading you towards something greater. Supreme favor is not random. It is intentional. It is prepared. It is earned through growth, through faith, and through perseverance. And when it arrives, it will not only change your circumstances, it will transform your life in ways you never imagined. So if you find yourself in a season of separation, do not lose heart. If you find yourself under pressure, do not give up. These are not signs of failure. They are signs of preparation. You are being shaped, strengthened, and positioned for something extraordinary. And when the time comes, everything you have been through will make sense, every struggle will have purpose, and every moment of preparation will be worth it. There are seasons in life when people begin to exit your story without warning, when connections that once felt unbreakable suddenly become distant, and when doors you expected to walk through quietly close. In those moments, it is natural to feel confusion, hurt, and even rejection. You may question what went wrong, wondering if you did something to cause the shift. But there is a deeper truth that must be understood. What feels like rejection is often divine redirection, guiding you away from what is no longer aligned with your purpose. And, it's something far greater. Not everyone who starts the journey with you is meant to finish it with you. Some people are assigned to a season, not a lifetime. They play a role in your growth, your learning, and your development, but their presence is not permanent. When the purpose of that connection has been fulfilled, a separation takes place. It is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is subtle, quiet, and gradual. Conversations become less frequent, understanding begins to fade, and the bond that once felt strong no longer carries the same depth. This can be painful, especially when you value the relationship, but it is necessary for your progression. When you are being prepared for a higher level of favor, your environment must change. The same mindset, habits, and influences that supported your past cannot sustain your future. If everything remained the same, your growth would be limited. You would stay comfortable, familiar, and unchanged. But growth requires movement, and movement often requires separation. You are being repositioned into a space where your purpose can fully unfold, and that means leaving behind anything that no longer aligns with where you are going. There is also protection in this process. Sometimes what is being removed from your life is not good for your future, even if it feels good in the present. Certain relationships may carry hidden limitations, negative influences, or distractions that could hinder your progress. You may not see it clearly at the moment, but in time, you will understand why that separation had to happen. What you thought you lost was actually something that could have held you back from receiving what is ahead. It takes strength to accept this kind of transition without bitterness. The natural response is to hold on, to try to fix what is breaking, or to chase after what is leaving, but not everything is meant to be repaired. Some things are meant to be released. And when you learn to let go with grace, you create space for something better to enter your life. Holding on to what is no longer meant for you only delays what is what. In these moments of separation, there is often a period of isolation. You may find yourself alone in ways you did not expect. The circle becomes smaller, the noise becomes quieter, and the distractions begin to fade. While this can feel uncomfortable, it is actually a powerful place of transformation. Isolation is not punishment, it is preparation. It is in these quiet spaces that clarity begins to emerge. Without the constant influence of others, you begin to hear more clearly. Your thoughts become more focused, your vision becomes sharper, and your sense of direction becomes stronger. You start to understand yourself on a deeper level. You recognize your strengths, your weaknesses, and your true desires. This self-awareness is essential for the next level of your journey. During this time, your dependence begins to shift. Instead of relying on people for validation, support, or direction, you begin to develop a deeper sense of inner stability. You learn how to stand on your own, how to make decisions with confidence, and how to trust the process even when it feels uncertain. This independence is not about isolation forever. It is about strengthening your foundation so that when the right connections come, they are built on strength rather than need. Another important aspect of this separation is the breaking of old patterns. Sometimes relationships and environments keep you tied to habits that no longer serve you. They reinforce behaviors, thinking patterns, or limitations that prevent you from growing. When those influences are removed, you are given the opportunity to change. You can develop new habits, adopt new perspectives, and step into a new version of yourself. This transformation is not always easy. Change requires effort, discipline, and consistency. There may be moments when you feel tempted to return to what is familiar, even if it is not beneficial. But staying committed to your growth is what sets you apart. It is what prepares you for the level of favor that is coming into your life. It is also important to understand that this kind of separation is not meant to make you feel empty. It is meant to make you ready. What is leaving is creating space for what is coming. New opportunities, new relationships, and new experiences are being aligned with your life, but they require room to enter. If everything from your past remained in place, there would be no space for the new. Trusting this process requires faith. You may not always understand why certain people had to leave or why certain doors had to close, but understanding is not always immediate. Sometimes it comes later when you are able to look back and see how everything worked together for your good. What once felt like loss will reveal itself as preparation. There is also a sense of peace that begins to develop when you fully accept this process. Instead of resisting change, you begin to embrace it. Instead of fearing separation, you begin to see its purpose, and instead of holding on tightly, you learn to release with confidence, knowing that what is meant for you will not pass you by. As you continue to move forward, you will notice that the right people begin to enter your life at the right time. These are individuals who align with your purpose, who support your growth, and who understand your direction. They are not there to hold you back. They are there to walk with you as you move forward. This is the beauty of divine alignment. It brings the right connections into your life when you are ready for them. Every separation carries essence. Every ending carries a new beginning, and every moment of letting go carries the promise of something greater. What you are experiencing is not a setback. It is a setup for something beyond what you can currently see. There are seasons when life begins to feel heavier than usual, when challenges seem to come from every direction, and when the pressure you carry feels almost unbearable. In these moments, it is easy to assume that something is going wrong, that you are somehow off track, or that you are being held back. But there is a deeper reality that often goes unnoticed. Pressure is not always a sign of opposition. It is often a sign of preparation. When you are being positioned for something greater, your capacity must be increased, and that increase is developed through testing. Pressure has a way of revealing what is truly within you. It exposes your strengths, but it also uncovers your weaknesses. It shows you where you're resilient and where you still need growth. Without pressure, many of these things would remain hidden. You would move forward, thinking you are ready, only to discover later that there are areas that cannot sustain what you have been given. This is why the process can feel intense at times. It is not designed to harm you. It is designed to refine you. When challenges increase, your response becomes more important than the situation itself. You are being stretched beyond your comfort zone, and that stretching is necessary for expansion. Just as a muscle grows stronger when it is placed under resistance, your character develops when it is tested. The difficulties you face are building endurance within you, teaching you how to remain steady even when circumstances are unstable. It is important to understand that what you are being prepared for requires a different version of you. The person you are today may not yet have the full capacity to handle the level of favor that is ahead. There are habits that must be strengthened, attitudes that must be adjusted, and perspectives that must be adjusted, and perspectives that must be transformed. This is why the process cannot be avoided. Growth is not automatic. It is developed through intentional experiences that shape who you are becoming. There will be moments when you feel like you are being pushed to your limits. Situations may arise that test your patience, your discipline, and your faith. You may encounter delays that frustrate you, obstacles that challenge you, and circumstances that seem unfair. But each of these experiences is contributing to your development. They are teaching you lessons that cannot be learned any other way. Patience, for example, is not developed in comfort, it is developed in waiting. Discipline is not formed in ease, it is formed in consistency, even when it is difficult. Faith is not strengthened when everything is going well. It is strengthened when you must believe despite uncertainty. These qualities are essential for sustaining long-term success, and they are built through the very challenges you may wish to avoid. There is also a level of responsibility that comes with greater favor. It is not just about receiving opportunities. It is about managing them wisely. Without preparation, what is given can easily be lost. This is why the process focuses not only on what you will receive, but on who you are becoming. Your character determines how you handle what comes into your life. If your character is strong, you will be able to maintain, grow, and multiply what you are given. If it is weak, even great opportunities can slip away. During this time of testing, you may feel like progress is slow or even non-existent. You may question whether your efforts are making a difference, but growth is often happening beneath the surface. Just because you cannot see immediate results does not mean that nothing is changing. There are internal shifts taking place. Your mindset is evolving, your resilience is increasing, and your understanding is deepening. One of the most challenging aspects of this process is maintaining the right attitude. It is easy to become discouraged when things do not go as planned. Negative thoughts can begin to take hold, leading to doubt and frustration, but your mindset plays a critical role in how you navigate this season. When you choose to see challenges as opportunities for growth, you approach them with a different perspective. Instead of feeling defeated, you become determined. Instead of giving up, you push forward. There is also a level of discipline required to stay focused during this time. Distractions can easily pull you away from your path, especially when things become difficult. It may be tempting to take shortcuts, to settle for less, or to abandon your goals altogether. But staying committed to your growth is what sets you apart. It is what prepares you for the level of responsibility that is coming. Another important lesson within this pressure is learning how to remain consistent. Consistency is often overlooked, but it is one of the most powerful factors in achieving success. It is not about what you do occasionally. It is about what you do consistently. The habits you build during this time will shape your future. Small daily actions may not seem significant in the moment, but over time they create lasting results. There will also be moments when you feel alone in your struggles, when it seems like no one else understands what you are going through. But these moments are shaping your inner strength. They are teaching you how to rely on something deeper, how to stand firm, even when external support is limited. This independence is crucial for the level you're stepping into. As you continue, Through this process, you will begin to notice changes within yourself. Situations that once overwhelmed you will become manageable. Challenges that once discouraged you will become opportunities for growth. Your perspective will shift and your confidence will increase. This is the result of the preparation taking place within you. Every test you face is building something valuable. Every moment of pressure is shaping your future. And every challenge you overcoming is proof that you are becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable. What you are experiencing is not meant to break you. It is meant to prepare you for something greater than you have ever imagined. There comes a point in your journey where the most noticeable changes are no longer happening around you, but within you. It is subtle at first, almost unrecognizable, yet deeply powerful. Your thoughts begin to shift, your desires begin to evolve. The things that once excited you may no longer hold the same value, and what once seemed unimportant suddenly becomes a priority. This inner transformation is not accidental. It is a clear indication that you are being elevated to a higher level of purpose and favor. You begin to outgrow versions of yourself that once felt comfortable. Habits that you once entertained no longer feel right. Conversations that used to engage you begin to feel empty. Environments that once felt familiar start to feel restrictive. This is not because something is wrong. It is because something is changing. Growth has a way of making old spaces feel too small for who you are becoming. Your mindset starts to align with a bigger vision. Instead of focusing only on immediate satisfaction, you begin to think long-term. You start making decisions based on where you are going rather than where you have been. This shift in thinking is one of the most powerful signs of transformation because a change is the direction of your life. Your choices begin to reflect your future, not your past. There is also a growing desire for peace. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself to others. The need for constant validation begins to fade, and you become more secure in who you are. You start valuing inner stability over external approval. This kind of peace is not something that can be given by others. It is something that is developed within. It comes from knowing your purpose and being confident in your path. Along with this peace comes a deeper level of clarity. You begin to see things differently. Situations that once confused you start to make sense. You gain a better understanding of your experiences, your challenges, and even your past mistakes. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, you begin to see what you have learned. This perspective allows you to move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. Another part of this transformation is the development of discipline. You become more intentional with your time, your energy, and your focus. You begin to recognize that not everything deserves your attention. Distractions that once pulled you away from your goals lose their influence. You start setting boundaries, protecting your time, and prioritizing what truly matters. This level of discipline is essential for the life you are stepping into. There is also a noticeable change in your emotional strength. Situations that once triggered you may no longer have the same effect. You become more patient, more understanding, and more in control of your reactions. This does not mean that challenges disappear. It means that your ability to handle them has improved. You are no longer easily shaken by circumstances because your foundation has become stronger. Your faith also deepens during this time. You begin to trust even when you do not have all the answers. You learn to move forward without needing to see the entire path. This kind of trust is not based on certainty. It is based on confidence that everything is working together for a greater purpose. It allows you to remain steady even when things feel uncertain. As your inner world changes, your outer life begins to follow. The decisions you make start to reflect your growth. You begin to pursue opportunities that align with your purpose and let go of those that do not. You attract different kinds of people into your life. People who share your vision, your values, and your direction. This is not a coincidence. It is the result of your transformation. It is the result of your transformation. There is also a sense of responsibility that comes with this growth. You become more aware of your actions and their impact. You understand that your choices not only affect you, but also those around you. This awareness leads to more thoughtful decisions, more intentional actions, and a greater commitment to doing what is right, even when it is difficult. At times, this transformation can feel isolating. You may feel like you no longer fit into certain spaces or connect with certain people the way you used to, but this is part of the process. You are not meant to remain the same. Growth often requires leaving behind what is familiar in order to step into what is necessary. It is not about losing connection, it is about finding alignment. There is also a quiet confidence that begins to develop within you. It is not loud or boastful, it is steady and grounded. You no longer feel the need to compare yourself to others because you understand that your journey is unique. You trust your path, even if it looks different from those around you. This confidence allows you to move forward with purpose and clarity. As you continue to grow, you will notice that your focus becomes sharper. You become more committed to your goals, more dedicated to your growth, and more determined to reach your full potential. This level of focus is what separates those who wish from those who achieve. It is what allows you to stay on course, even when distractions arise. Every part of this inner transformation is preparing you for what is ahead. It is shaping your character, strengthening your mindset, and aligning your life with a greater purpose. What is happening within you is just as important as what is happening around you. In fact, it is the foundation for everything that is to come. You are becoming someone who can handle more, who can achieve more, and who can sustain more. This is not just about reaching a new level. It is about becoming the kind of person who belongs there. And as this transformation continues, you will find yourself stepping into opportunities, relationships, and experiences that match the person you have become. As you reflect on everything you've been through, it becomes clear that nothing in your journey has been wasted. Every moment of separation, every season of pressure, and every inner transformation has been working together with purpose. What once felt confusing now begins to reveal its meaning. The people who left made room for better alignment. The challenges that stretched you built the strength you now carry. The changes within you have prepared you to step into a life that requires a higher level of thinking, discipline, and faith. You are not the same person you once were, and that is the greatest evidence that something powerful has been taking place. You have been shaped in ways that could not have happened through comfort alone. You have been refined through experiences that demanded growth, patience, and resilience. And now, you stand in a position where you are no longer simply hoping for change, you are ready for it. There is a confidence that comes from knowing that you have been prepared, not rushed, not forced, but carefully developed over time. You begin to trust that what is ahead is not fluky or luck, but something intentionally designed for your life. The favor that is coming is not just about opportunities, it is about alignment. It is about stepping into moments that match who you have become. So when new doors begin to open, you will not walk through them with fear, but with readiness. When new responsibilities are placed in your hands, you will not feel overwhelmed, but equipped. And when new levels of success and influence come into your life, you will not lose yourself because you have already done the inner work required to stand firm. This is the beauty of preparation. It ensures that when the moment arrives, you are not just present, you are prepared. You are able to recognize the opportunity, embrace it, and grow within it. Nothing will feel out of place because everything you have gone through has been aligning you with this very moment. So do not look back with regret at what you lost or what felt difficult. Instead, look forward with expectation, knowing that something greater is unfolding. Trust that every step has been leading you here and that what is ahead will exceed what you have left behind. Your season of preparation is giving way to a season of manifestation, and what is coming into your life will reflect the strength, the faith, and the transformation that has been built within you. Step forward with confidence because you are ready for what you once prayed for.